Hello, hello, everybody. Let's see if we're streaming on the right page. There I is. Hello, everybody. Lori here from Unique in the Creek. I took over Michelle's page. Say hey when you come in. Tell me where you're from. I can't wait. I know there's some viewers that are followers of both Michelle and I, but I know Michelle has some of her own viewers. So hello, I am Lori from Unique in the Creek, and I'm here to play on Michelle's page while she's away. So hello, I do a top view so you guys can see what I'm doing. So hello, April Sutton. Brenda, Maureen Sander, hello, hello. Debbie, oh, look at all Michelle's friends popping in. Oh, I know some of those names. Judy Baker, Sandy Horick. Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. Did I surprise you guys? Yes, Michelle is away playing. So, the least I could do is go live on her page while she's away. Since she did, like, literally fly down to Georgia and present for me in front of a live audience. So, she's good peep. Hello, hello. Hi, Lisa Peterson. Hello, Karen Harper. Hello, Donna. Everybody, Peggy. All right. So, yesterday I showed a new petal on my Facebook page. You're very surprised. Well, I hope it's a good surprise. Yes, so yesterday I showed a new petal on my Facebook page, and I showed a different center that you could do with that flower. I'm going to teach you guys here on, hi Virginia Wilson. I'm feeling a little, in the mornings I feel great. By the time I hit like dinner time, it's like bang, I hit a wall. It's awful. So that's why I've been doing, you know, the last couple of days I've been doing lives in the morning, because that's when I actually feel okay and can put sentences together. So I'm going to do the same petal as yesterday. So some of you may have not seen it. Now I'm going to do it in this beautiful lavender color. Easter is just around the corner, and the flower wreaths are so very, very popular. Okay. So why not do a flower wreath in kind of spring Easter colors? You kill two birds with one stone, right? So they can keep the, you know, the more spring colorish flower up until June-ish, when they're going to switch out to probably a patriotic flower or a bright, you know, bright hot pink flower or something like that for summer. So I'm going to be using this poly burlap. Now, I do have a love-hate with poly burlap because most petals with poly burlap, you have to heat seal them or wood burn them. So I play with poly burlap all the time, so I could figure out, so I don't want to heat seal them. So I came up with this petal. It's really cute. But I'm also going to show you guys how do you make a tulle center. So a center made out of tulle. Okay, so I like to try and use all different kinds of stuff to show you guys different ways you can do stuff. You know, you can, if you love it, yay. If you don't, that's okay. You probably learned something, right? So let's get started. I'm going to be using the large board. I did preload my board and everything. So I'm just going to show you guys the petal. Okay, so I'm going to zoom down a bit. You guys can get a close-up, there we go, of the petal. I am not doing no Friday jiggle. Okay, ready? It's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday. That's as much jiggling as I'm doing today. I don't sell my wreaths on Etsy, and I'm not sure about the SEO words. I would say, you know, flower wreath would be most popular. If you're using Unique in the Creek boards, definitely put a Unique in the Creek because that is searched an awful lot. So, and yes, people ask me all the time if they have permission to use Unique in the Creek as an SEO because it is searched so much. And if you are making your wreaths on a Unique in the Creek board, then yes, absolutely you can use the Unique in the Creek name for search, okay? But if you don't use Unique in the Creek boards and you do an SEO, we don't take kindly to that. It's not that I'm going to come bang on your door, but all right, so I'm going to cut these pieces with a rotary cutter at 10 inches. Now my mat's 36 inches, so I can cut 3 pieces at once. Okay, so I'm cutting them at 10-inch increments. No wood burn. Although I can smell Dave is outside burning cardboard and broken tree limbs from the winter. And I can smell, I love that wood burning smell. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello. So it is not Michelle, it is Lori. Her nemesis. No, she's my buddy. You love my Friday dance. It's Friday, it's Friday, it's Friday. I can't jiggle like she does. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your 10 by 10 piece. We're going to do it curl up. You're going to put it in a diamond shape. And when I teach, I always say for whatever you're doing, if you're doing like 10 by 10 pieces, always make sure your factory or serged edge is going the same way all the time. So I always make sure mine is on the left top. Okay, so my tattoo is on my right hand. So I make sure always, because sometimes it makes a difference. With this petal, it does make a difference. So just get in good practice on doing that, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom corner, or the top corner, and I'm lifting it off the board, okay? And I'm bringing the top and the bottom together. Now you are going to get some strings, but with this petal, you won't see any of the strings, okay? So you just have to bear with them until you get your flower done. Then what you're going to do is I take my right corner, again, my tattoo is always the right hand, so, and I did not put my tattoo on the right hand because of that reason. Somebody asked me that. It's like, no, I do know where my right hand is. Take your right corner, bring it up to match those two, and you're going to wrap it around. Hello, hello. Well, we're making it again today, Lizzie, but we're going to do a different flower center than I did yesterday. And we're doing more of an Easter flower today. Now I'm going to take my left, bring it up, match the corners, and wrap it around. Okay, so you got like a balloon. Now I do make a zinnia flower, just like this, with like a balloon shape. It's really 3D looking. So it's quite similar. Now I am right-handed, so I'm going to take my balloon, flip it to the side, and what I'm going to do is I'm using my ring finger and my thumb. I'm stretching it out along the top of this bubble and on the sides. So my ring finger is on the top here, my thumb is on the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch this, and as I'm stretching it, put it on the table. Okay, take my Peter pointer. People get a kick when I call it that. And as I'm going to let go of the sides, Peter pointer, I'm going to push it down, and then I'm going to bring my fingers down. And you're going to make kind of a square. Somebody said it looks like a pocket square. I've never folded a pocket square, so I don't know, but I will take your word for it. Now, I'm trimming these. You don't have to. All right, so this is what you have, okay? You got the sides folded in. You have like a square looking top. And it's really important that you scrunch up the same amount on the tail. What I mean is I put my tail just on, okay, it's on the 20-inch. I am going to pinch or scrunch the tail at the 18-inch. Just like that. So I'm just going along the 18-inch line and pushing the two sides together, and you get something like this. Hi, good morning, good morning. That's my middle finger. Well, I call it my ring finger because I have a ring on it. Jan Brown Cook. I'm going to get kicked off Facebook. Oh, no, wait. Monkey will get kicked off Facebook. Yeah. Okay. And then you can pre-make your petals. I pre-make my petals all the time. I put a clip. I use these little sewing clips. I also like to use these little it's not my page, so I can do what I want. I'm just kidding. I also use rubber bands. You can also put it right into the board, and we'll do that in a sec, okay? So let's do that petal again. Curl up, okay? Put it in a diamond. There's my serged edge at the top left. Bring the two bottom and top corners up together. Taking my right corner, bringing it up, and I'm wrapping that corner around and pinching it. Okay? Then take your left corner, bring it up to the corner, and pinch it. And I'm going to take that whole thing, it looks like a parachute right now, and bring it to the side. Take your middle finger and your thumb and pull, okay? Now, I say stretch it because if you stretch out your finger, your middle finger and your thumb the same distance every time, the top of your petal will become the same distance every time. So each petal will look exactly the same, okay? Flatten it down. Put it on your line, and you're going to pinch it at the 2-inch mark. Okay? This time I'm going to put a little rubber band around it, and you can get these at your dollar store. Do you guys love me more than Michelle? Okay, let's really say, do we love Lauren better than Michelle, right? Right. She's going to regret giving me access to her page. Okay, so there's our second one. Okay, let's do it again. This time, we will put it right into the board. Okay, I've already pre-done this, and I'll bring it out. Now, this is a burlap. Burlap is very temperamental. But it does make beautiful flowers, okay? You want to use your poly burlap sparingly because it's you know, it is what it is. It's pricey. So you wouldn't want to use it just for making a normal mesh wreath with poofs and everything, because especially if you're going to put ribbons and stuff over top of it, you're kind of wasting your mesh. There are cheaper options for doing that, okay? I sell poly burlap, so I probably shouldn't tell you. I should probably tell you guys, you know, use as much poly burlap as you can. No, I'm not like that. Save your poly burlap for flowers because that is where it really shines the most, okay, is making flowers with them. There's all kinds of other mesh that you can use out there to do, you know, ribbon wreaths and stuff, okay? I love you both equal, not in... I'm taking names, you guys. I'm taking names. I know some of those names that I'm seeing. No, I'm just kidding. I love Michelle. She is the most amazing person ever. Okay, so this time we're going to put it right into the zip tie. I'm using the large board. Okay, let's take that top and bottom corner. Bring your right, bring it around. Your left corner, bring it around. I grab that whole thing with my right hand, flip it, stretch, pull, and as you're pulling, place it down to the ground, not to the ground, to your mat. Your Peter pointer can push that down, and then just crawl your fingers down the petal. Okay, and then we're going to scrunch it at the 2 inches. Alrighty. I did the happy dance. You missed it. Now, I'm going to put it right in without putting a clip or anything. What you want to do is just trim off a bit of the excess poly burlap. So you have maybe about 3/4, half an inch of a tail. Do not let go, because I know I pinched at 2 inches where my fingers are. Okay? Then I'm going to take this and put it right into the zip tie until it hits my fingers, and then zip my zip tie tight. Now, if you've done it properly, you will have the serged edges on your left side of your petal for each one. Now you can see the right side here is kind of tattered and everything. What you're going to do is you're going to take this one, pull it up, tuck this one where the tattered edge is in between, and bring the nice edge over top. Okay? So that's important, like, or one reason why it's important to always make sure your serged edges are in the same place, because there is sometimes that, you know, it does make a difference. Okay? So let's do that again. Well, we'll put this one in. So where the clip is, all right, I already put the 2, just overlap it. And if you do your top left, like I do, if you go counterclockwise putting your petals in, it's much easier, because then all you have to do is lift up this and put it over top. If you do your petals clockwise, it's not as easy. I don't know. I think you have to do it a couple times to figure that out. And it took me a few times, because I was doing it clockwise, and it's like it seemed like I was moving petals all the time. But then when I did it counterclockwise, all I had to do was lift this up, put this one there, and push this one back down. So I don't know. It's just one of those tricks I figured out while I was doing these. All right, and here's the rubber band one, which are my favorite, because I do sit and watch TV while I make petals. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this petal right in till it hits. It's lined up with my rubber band. You can't see it, it's really clear. And put that in. Now, if you're using rubber bands, they will eventually disintegrate. Your customer will not even notice them. They're just there to help you make your wreaths faster. Okay. I'm getting better, Courtney. I have good times and bad times. Come near dinner time, I'm not the greatest, but in the morning, I'm good. I'm starting to get good. So I didn't have to leave you guys sitting here watching me make petals the whole time. I made a whole bunch of petals. And I just put them in a box. After I make them, I throw them in the box. Okay? And yes, I'm going to be putting 2 holes in the small board very soon. Okay, now we're just going to whip them in. And this is what I was talking about when you do it counterclockwise. You just kind of slide it in and you put the finished edge over top of the neighboring petal. For some reason, it just works easier. I'm glad I'm feeling better too. I still got a very foggy brain. And I'm going for my COVID test tomorrow, so let's pray everything's negative. I know, I love this color too. It's perfect for Easter. But we're going to make a yellow center with tulle. tulle. Oh, thanks, Courtney. I miss you guys too. This is my happy place. So when I'm in here playing and talking with everybody, I definitely feel a lot better. I feel human again. And I was saying in the VIP group last night, you know, getting sick really makes you realize how much you absolutely love what you're doing, but it reminded me why I did it. You know, I made the boards because crafting was therapy for me, and I couldn't make them in my recliner. So like I could literally sit and put this flower together in bed. The only thing I could not do in bed was cut the mesh. So it take you about 5-6 minutes to cut a roll of mesh with a rotary cutter. Then you take your pieces of mesh, you bring it to where your comfortable spot is, whether it be your bed, your recliner, or whatever. Preload your board, get yourself a little small mat or even like a glass cutting board from the dollar store, and then you make your petals on your lap, and then you stick them into your wreath frame as you're going. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. So we want to continue counterclockwise, but if I did clockwise, I'm going to put this in. Oh, this row doesn't really count because they don't really touch each other on row 3 because there's only 8 of them. It's more when they touch each other. So as you can see, if you rubber band them, it goes really fast. You just kind of stick them in. Hi, Nadia, my Bella. Oh, Tanya, did you post them anywhere? I'd love to see them. Did I catch you off guard? Yeah. I'm playing on Michelle's page. All right, now we're on row 4. So again, I'm going to go counterclockwise. So you just stick it in. Make sure your finished edge is showing. I'll do the petal in a minute again for those of you just joining us. I know I love this petal too, especially because it's really quick to make. And if you do it the way I taught you, most of the petals come out the same size. And if not, you can make them. You just kind of squeeze the top here, and they come out the same size. And you want to make sure that 2 inches is really important because you want them to be the same length too. So you don't want one of your petals sticking way out here and the other one is, you know, down here. So if you pinch it at the 2 inch, you make sure that each petal is exactly the same length. I think it's going to be beautiful too. We're going to do a yellow tulle center. Now yesterday I did a blue and yellow one. I made it for a Ukraine couple, and I'm sending it to them that I met at a flea market in London, Ontario. And I just can't stop thinking of them. And I only met them once. So I made one yesterday, and I used Deco. I used the actual poly burlap for the center. It turned out so pretty. Like, I loved using the Deco or the poly burlap for the center. But today I want to show you guys how you can use tulle. Now in our shop, I have every color tulle you can think of. And tulle is quite versatile. So you can literally, it can get wet and it'll dry in minutes. So I really do like using tulle sometimes. I am not using any shared holes, so I'll flip this over. We used row 2, row 3, just 8. Now row 3 is where if you want, you can throw in a different color, or you can use maybe like a window or a check mesh if you want it to be a little different. It's row 3, you would do that on. Row 4 is just normal holes. Row 5, I'm going to be using shared holes. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I am going to use the normal sets of holes on row 5. So let's preload that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this lavender poly burlap is really pretty. I can give you guys the SKU. It is RP810013. Okay, and we have a ton of poly burlap in stock right now. It's not going to stay long, but right now we have a lot. All right, we're going to, again, I have these rubber band, so we'll do the 4. Two. Now I will be doing the petal in a few minutes because I do need to make a few more. So if you're just joining, I'll show you again. The number was, now if you're on my website, all you have to do is type lavender at the top, but the color for this one, the SKU for this one is RP810013. Okay? Yes, definitely. If you are into making, you know, the patriotic poly burlap flowers and stuff, you need to grab your poly burlap ASAP before it runs out. Everybody pretty much got their stock in, and I don't know when the wholesaler will get the next stock of poly burlap in. So, okay, so that's row 5. Now you can leave it. You can stay like this, and it depends on what kind of center you're using. So if you're using, like, this is a 5-inch. Look how pretty this is. I did this in the Can-Am VIP group. Even though it's styrofoam, this center is actually waterproof. Believe it or not, just the technique I used on it. But if you are using a center like this, you can be done. All right. And I used 16 plus 8 is 24. Plus 8 is 32, plus 4 is 36. So if you leave it like this, you need 1 roll of poly burlap. Now, lately, just, you know, sometimes the manufacturer shorts us on the 10 yards of mesh. So we've been telling people, if you're making something that, you know, you need exactly 36 pieces, try and have, you know, an extra couple pieces on hand. So if you have an extra roll of this, you know, you may need a couple other pieces from the second roll. It depends. Now, the poly burlap, I found they've been giving a little bit extra. So I haven't had to have open another roll doing 36 petals. Okay. So if you want to leave it like this, and you put your, and Michelle sells gorgeous, this isn't one of Michelle's centers, but she sells gorgeous flower centers, the bling rope ones. So check out her centers. The silver's pretty. I kind of like a monochrome flower. What do you guys think of like a monochrome flower? All the kind of the same colors. Don't you think it's pretty? I love it. But anyways, we are going to do a tulle center. So I'm going to be adding 4 more petals. So I'm going to be using shared holes. So I'm going to use from here to here, here to here, here to here. So that way, I don't have to use a lot of tulle, and it makes the flower even fuller. Okay, so we're gonna, this is my last pre-made petal, so I have 3 more I have to do. Now, once you're done, we'll go around and make sure all the tops are the same size, and you can kind of fluff them up a bit. But it's such a pretty flower. All right, so I need 3 more pieces. Thank you for floating Michelle's boat. I love monochrome too. I think they're so elegant and pretty. Okay, so I need 3 more pieces. So I had this little extra roll, and I probably wouldn't picked this color if I only had the 1 roll of lavender, but because I had this little extra, I knew I would be able to use the lavender to make this flower, because I did have that extra. So if you ever have a little bit extra, don't throw it out. You never know when you need 1 more piece. And I'm sure that's happened to you guys as well. You get to the end and it's like, oh my God, I need 1 more piece and I have no more. Well, I know it's all happened, right? All right, so you cut it at 10 by 10. Don't you wood burn that. You're gonna waste your time. Okay, curl up. Factory edge, top left. Okay, top corner and bottom corner, meet those 2 together. I forgot I need my accent on Michelle's page. Together. And then your right, I'm right-handed, so I always default to the right hand first. And then your left, you're going to pinch and go around it. Flip it to the side. Stretch your middle finger and your thumb right across the top of your balloon kind of thing. Bring it in, and as you're bringing it in, put it onto the table. Press down with your middle finger or your pointer finger, and then you can walk your fingers down. You won't see these strings. They are annoying, but you won't see them. Then you're going to put your tip of your petal on your mat. And it's important that you pinch at 2 inches. Okay, we have a 2-inch tail here, and then I'm going to just put a rubber band around it because I didn't put my zip ties in yet. Okay, you do wood burn poly burlap, but for this particular petal, you do not have to. I really hate wood burning or heat sealing mesh because it makes my skin itchy, and you know, it's just not good for you. So I try and come up with petals that you don't have to wood burn. The total stretch of my finger width is about 6 inches. About 6 inches. So I think I have average hands, so it's just the easiest way to explain it to you guys. Is just stretch it out. Okay, grab the top, and as you're pulling, just bring it down to your table. Push your finger down, walk your fingers down, and you're making this type of shape. Put your corner on one of the lines, and you're going to scrunch up at 2 inches. I use, if you're talking about centers and foam ball centers, I use 5-inch foam balls. We sell them on Unique in the Creek. They're in a 2-pack. So those are the ones I use all the time. And they're perfect size for flower centers. So these are the little rubber bands, elastic bands. You get 500 of them for like $1. They come in really handy. I have packs all over the place. All right, let's finish this up. Okay, let's bring our flower back out. Okay, we're going to cut off our excess so we don't have so much bulk. Okay, I'm going to finish preloading. So go down and up. Oh, a leaf probably blew by. Or it could be the border again. Health Canada came for a visit yesterday. It's absolutely ludicrous what I've been through in the past 10 days with Health Canada. They harass me every single day. They even came to my house. They came to my house. It's insane. Great taxpayer money. All right. I'm going to put this in and zip tie it right over top of that rubber band. And make sure we don't want to see this nastiness. So you're going to put the nice edge over top. It's the least I can do, Doris. Holy man, she went to Georgia for me to fill in. The least I can do is do a live on her page while she's having fun. Oh yeah, they are serious, Jan Brown Cook. They literally came yesterday. Okay, so we are done our flower. Don't want this. Okay, we want to make sure everything's the same. All right, so now that's a very full, here's the side view. It's a nice full flower. I might put green to see if I was home. They came to my home to see if I was here. Okay, so like I said, you can use pre-made centers. This one's really pretty. This would be just gorgeous as a monochrome flower. But we're going to do some tulle, okay? I really want to use only this light butter tulle, but I just don't know if I have enough. So I'm thinking I have this brighter yellow. I might put the two together to make sure that I have enough. Now we do sell different yellows. We sell almost every color of tulle that you can think of. Yes, I did. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, even though there's zip ties already here, I'm going to go over top of the zip ties that are already on the board. We're going to make this center right on the board. So you don't need anything extra. You don't need any, extra foam or anything like that, okay? I'm going to use my Measure Buddy. And I'm going to be doing 8-inch pieces. So I am going to put the two yellows together just to make sure I have enough. Okay, so I'm putting the tool, both pieces, the ends, at the top of my measure buddy, holding up with my thumb. Now you don't want to pull really, really tight. You want to use the same tension as you're wrapping, so your pieces are the same length every time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going around my measure buddy at 8 inches 5 times. I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to slide it off my measure buddy. Okay, don't let go because it'll fling right open. And then what I'm going to do is fold it in half. Pinch it where the half is. Put it right on the board in between the zip tie head and tail, and do your zip tie up. Now double measure to make sure that they're still the same length before you tighten. Okay, it's tightened. Snip it off. We're going to do that for the next one. So again, I'm going to go to the next regular holes here on row 5, and I'm going over top of the zip tie, and we're leaving it open. Okay, take your measure buddy, your 2 ends of your tool. Actually, I think the 2 colors of yellow is going to look really pretty. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you guys can go around as many times as you want, as least as you want. But you don't want it too full. So you're going to fold it in half and pinch the middle. And where you've pinched, you're going to put it right down in between the head and tail of the zip tie and go around. And before you really tighten it, make sure that they're both still the same. There we go. And then tighten it. Health Canada came to my door. Oh, Judy Baker, you just say that because you're one of my #1 fans. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. That's weird. You are my #1 fan? I don't know. Jean Meyer might fight you on that one, Judy. Oh, Evie too. You guys are so funny. And then there's Barbara Craft. Although Barbara Craft's Dave's #1 fan. We are going to cut these loops open, but I just want to get them in first, because once you cut the loops open, they poof up. Health Canada, not House Canada, Health. Thank you, Judy. All right, one more. And then I'm going to do the center one, and that should be enough. So I might have been able to do it all. No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have had enough. Although I think I like the 2 yellows together. It makes it really pretty. Yes, Barbara is the OG of UITC. Yes, she is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's pretty amazing how well tulle actually holds up. Now, I wouldn't put it in the rain. However, if you did put it in the rain, it does dry really quickly, so you won't get any molding. Now, if you put it on just your front door, it's absolutely fine. And if you spray it with UV spray, it won't fade as fast. That's one thing with tulle, it does fade pretty quickly. So you will want to spray it with some Scotch Guard. You can get this on Amazon and stuff. It's water and sun shield with UV protectant in it. I always suggest giving it 2 light coats. So give it 1 coat and do it outside. Let it dry and then do another coat. It really helps with preserving the color of your mesh, and that's pretty much for any wreath. All right, digging through because I'm going to put 1 in the center. So I've done 4 of them. So I just went over top of the regular holes. And then I'm doing 1 in the center. Okay. I really like the 2-tone yellow. It really is pretty. You can use this for anything. Hi, Lynn. Lynn's another #1 fan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like showing how to do centers where you don't need all kinds of extra supplies. And Dave hates when I say that because we sell all the extra supplies, but look how pretty this is. Well, once I cut it open, it'll be pretty. All right, so I'm pinching and I'm going down and putting it right in the center. Make sure it's the same, and it is. Pull that tight. All right, we are done now. Yes, I love tulle on the rail board. I love it. I got a whole bunch of different color cosmic mesh coming. All kinds of colors. So I love cosmic mesh on the rails too. So now what you're going to do is find the loops, go around, and you're just going to cut them open. And you can see once you cut them, it kind of springs open. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I used the 2 different colors. Thank you. Just a different way to do another center or another flower. Actually, flower wreaths are my favorite to make. There's just so many ways you can make them. And as you can tell, I love to play with mesh and come up with different petals and stuff. Do you guys think I need some green leaves? Now, I did put green leaves on yesterday's only because it was more of a tribute and not so much of a flower. Patty Smith. Oh, good. Yeah, tulle right now is hard to find. I'm even having a hard time buying it. But I did find a ton of colors of cosmic mesh, and I ordered a ton of it. I love cosmic mesh. Oh, Janet, I have not had time, doll. I'm lucky I'm sitting upright. We are going to trim some of this tulle. So just get your fingers and run your fingers through it. Make sure all your loops are cut. I'll spread this out a little bit, and then I'm going to trim some of it. Give it a haircut. And literally trim it like you are cutting hair. So use the neighboring pieces for your measurement and just go around. And then we got a few little long ones up here. You guys can't see it on the camera, but I can. Well, isn't that pretty now? A little bit more of a haircut. Now I got these gorgeous butterflies. Now these are, it's a butterfly garland. So you can use it as a garland, but I bought them so I could have the same yellow butterflies on all my designs because I love putting a butterfly on it, especially yellow. So you get this garland, and these are not paper, which is why I bought them. These are fabric butterflies with a foam body, and this is feathers. So they're actually quite durable, and you get 12 of them. So you can use them as a garland, but I actually bought them so I could put them on my wreaths. I got pieces of tulle all over. Let us find the 2 hanging holes. Well, I'm glad I could go into the tub with you, Sandy. Alrighty. And let's put a cute yellow butterfly, maybe right there. Where's the top again? Right here. I'm just going to glue. So all the supplies I'm using right now, you can buy at uniqueinthecreek.com. They were all in stock before I went live. And there we go. Bend this up a little bit. So when you are buying, and they have little gems on them, when you're buying butterflies and stuff, if you're buying them from the dollar store and stuff, make sure they're not paper. A lot of them are paper. So just double check, because you don't want to put paper, because it will get all mushy with just a little bit of moisture. And that's it. Now we can put some green leaves on, or we can just leave it simple like this. What do you guys think? Yes, the butterflies are on my website. They are, just type in butterfly. Like I said, they are a garland, but you just cut the garland and you get individual butterflies, which, should I put 2? I don't know. I don't think there's need for leaves either, but you can put them on. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. So that's how you can make a tulle center right on the board. There's no extra supplies, just some zip ties. Poly burlap petals without having to heat seal. I'm going to put one right. I don't know. I'll have to look at a picture and see where I like it. Yeah, I'm not going to put any leaves either. So that's it. You're welcome. Did I do better than Michelle? Linda, yes. I'm going to see if there's any more, if there's any left. Sometimes when I find something I like, other companies go and order stuff and order it all. So I got to make sure there is actually some left at the wholesalers. Because I really do like them. I only ordered the yellow because I love yellow butterflies on my flowers. Or on my flowers. And I didn't know what the quality of them was going to be like. And I really do like them. So I'll order, I think there's pink and purple. All right, so there you go. That's the back of your wreath. And I always say, if you're selling your wreaths, tape your business card. Tape it right here. Put a sticker right here. You need to put something so that person that bought this for Easter spring, they're going to be looking for the summer one. And if you sold it to them at a craft store or even a consignment store or something, they're not going to know where to go to get another one. But if you put something on the back, they're going to flip that over and say, oh yeah, that's where I bought it. Or their friends ask, yeah, that's where I bought it. So they'll always know where they can get another. Alrighty. Is there any questions? Yes, I did 8 inches. So the Measure Buddy closed is 8 inches and I went around 5 times. It seems to be full enough. So I did the 4. I also used two tools though. Okay, remember that. So it is a little bit thicker. If you only go around 5 times with one roll of tulle, it may not be enough. So if you only are using the one color, go around 10 times. Okay? Because that would be 10 pieces of tulle because I used the 2 different colors. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. And I will see you guys maybe sometime this weekend on the Unique in the Creek Facebook page. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me and have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.